This is not financial advice, not legal advice, for entertainment, educational purposes only. And anything I say is my opinion. Please don't make any financial decision based on anything I say in these videos. Listen, double check you're still subscribed to the channel. Double check your notifications are on. And if you hit that like button, double check it's working properly. Because you know these bad actors are working overtime to suppress the channel because they're terrified of more people becoming aware of all the fraud and corruption in the United States stock market. Listen. BlackRock spent the day dumping their Bitcoin, dumping their Ethereum. Okay? And this is just my opinion. Do you guys think that BlackRock, who is the largest asset manager on the planet, was having liquidity issues? Do you think that they needed to sell their Bitcoin because they needed cash to do something else? Of course not. Okay, of course not. BlackRock was dumping their Bitcoin, dumping their Ethereum in order to manipulate retail investors to sell their cryptocurrencies, especially their XRP. That's exactly what they were doing, in my opinion. And I believe, and this is just my opinion again, just my opinion, that while they were dumping from the BlackRock accounts, they probably set up other accounts that were buying it all right back at the reduced prices. Okay? I am not going to believe that BlackRock is selling off their Bitcoin and their Ethereum right before the Clarity Act is supposed to be voted on, right before ISO 222 is supposed to go into effect, right before the XRP spot ETFs are about to go live. Okay? Why would they do that? Why would they be selling off their cryptocurrency, their Bitcoin, their Ethereum, right before major catalysts are going to push up the price? You know why? Because they can manipulate the market any way they want. And the SEC, the DOJ, and the FBI will sit on the sidelines and do absolutely nothing about it. I believe that BlackRock was selling it off in order to put pressure on retail investors to get them to sell their cryptocurrencies, especially their XRP. And I believe all the Bitcoin and Ethereum they were selling, when the price dropped, they probably bought it back in accounts that don't have BlackRock written on it. Okay? That's what I believe. Could I be correct? Yes. Could I be incorrect? Yes, I could be incorrect. But it's just not making common sense to me. It's not common sense. It's not logical what they're doing. It is not logical what BlackRock is doing. And the timing of it, before all these major catalysts, now you want to dump all your Bitcoin, dump all your Ethereum, put pressure on the market so they can start putting pressure on pushing down the price of XRP also. It wasn't done for no other reason than to manipulate the price of Bitcoin, manipulate the price of Ethereum, and manipulate the price of XRP. Because there are too many positive catalysts that are right around the corner. The Clarity Act would have a positive impact on all cryptocurrency, all of it. You think BlackRock's not aware of that? I mean, these guys have access to information that you and I would never be privy to. Would never be privy to that information. So why would they do that? They weren't having liquidity issues. They weren't being margin called. I mean, they have a ton of cash on hand. There's no logical reason for what BlackRock did today, in my opinion, except for manipulate the price of Bitcoin, manipulate the price of Ethereum, and to manipulate the price of XRP and try to get retail investors to sell their cryptocurrencies and to sell their XRP, hoping that retail panic sell when they did what they did. Okay? Could I be incorrect? Of course I could be incorrect. If anybody else has a more logical explanation, please leave it in the comments. Please leave it in the comments. But I can't see BlackRock having any reason to sell their Bitcoin, to dump the Bitcoin, dump the Ethereum right before all these positive catalysts that's going to have a positive effect on the entire crypto market. Anyway, please leave some comments. Tell me what you think. Why do you think BlackRock decided to dump their Bitcoin and dump their Ethereum right before major positive catalysts are supposed to go down for cryptocurrency? Anyway, have a great day. God bless, and I appreciate y'all on this journey with me.